everyone, welcome to my channel Culinary Vlogs by Z. My name is Zakia. Today we're going to be making a traditional Burfee recipe, and I'm sure you've tasted this at least once, either in an ice cream or a dessert. This recipe has the perfect texture and has a very distinctive sweet taste to it, which is appealing to every palate. This particular recipe belongs to a family friend, Aunty Fathima Kathrada of Amstanga, who I practically grew up with. I've learned so many amazing recipes from Aunty Fathima that I still use today. Being neighbors, it was always such a pleasure to learn amazing recipes from Aunty Fathima, and I can almost smell her kitchen right now. So without wasting any time, let's get started on our Burfee recipe. To start with our Burfee, we're going to need 500 grams of milk powder. So this is 500 grams of clim. So I've added in 65 grams of butter into this milk powder, and I'm just going to mix it all up until it resembles bread crumbs. Your butter is nicely incorporated into the milk powder and it resembles bread crumbs like this. We're going to make a well in the center and add in half the tin of the dessert cream that we used, and that is about half of the 390 grams. And then just mix all of this together again. And this is what it will look like after you've incorporated the dessert cream into your milk powder and butter. It is quite hard, and this is now why we need to take out our food processor. So now we're going to empty the contents of the first step, that is the milk powder, the butter and the dessert cream, and we're going to put this into the food processor and process this until it resembles fine bread crumbs. While we're doing this, I'm going to add in my elachi powder, and that is 1 teaspoon of elachi powder, and then process this again. And this is the consistency that it needs to be. Now I'm just going to empty the contents of the food processor back into the bowl, and you can see how much finer the Burfee mixture has gone. So in this pot, I've got 1 cup of milk and the balance of the butter, which is about 62.5 grams. And I'm just going to wait for this to melt and not completely boil. So once the butter has melted and the milk is not completely boiled, we're going to add in the balance of the dessert cream from the 290 gram can. Note that I am making my syrup on medium heat. So you're going to give that a quick stir, and then I'm going to add in my icing sugar. And stir in a little at a time. Once that portion has dissolved, then you're going to add in some more. Stir. And then once that has dissolved, you're going to add in the balance and stir again. Put this on the stove until the icing has completely dissolved and the mixture has slightly thickened. At this stage, you can also add in half a teaspoon of vanilla essence. And continue to stir so that the sugar gets completely dissolved. This mixture has been kept on the stove for about 10 minutes now, and it is starting to thicken a little, and I'm just going to leave this for another 5 minutes. At this stage, I noticed that there were some lumps of the dessert cream in the mixture, so I'm just beating it all up nicely all together.
So when making Burfee, it is advisable to use a candy thermometer because this will tell you when your syrup is ready to be placed into the powdered mixture or the mawa. And here you can see that it has different stages, the soft ball, hard ball, firm ball. So we need it to come just in between 220 degrees and the soft ball stage. After we mixed the milk powder with the syrup and left it for about 3 hours to soak, this is what your Burfee dough would look like. Grease these just so that it's easier to take off the Burfee when it's cold and set. Then I'm going to sprinkle a few almond slices, or rather flaked almonds, into these. Then using my hands, I'm just going to place some of the Burfee in this mold. These molds are going to go into the fridge to set overnight, and I'll show you in the morning what they look like. Now, removing the Burfee from the molds, let me show you how easily they come off once they are set. And look at that. And these are what our Burfee will look like. They taste amazing, and you can use any mold you like to shape these.
So if you do try out this recipe, don't forget to let me know in the comment section down below. And I'm sure it's going to turn out 100% accurate because this is a fail-proof Burfee recipe.